You remember, folks, that sort of image of where's Wally? Well, in this particular case, it's where's Elias? He's missing. He's absolutely missing, but he's just fronted up just now. Where are you, Alice? I just don't know.
Missing in action, some might say, but I was once referred to as an international man of mystery. Well, it's been 3 years, Max, over 3 years since I've jumped on a plane and traveled overseas. And I had the privilege just 2 days ago of jumping on a plane for about 3.5 hours. So that gives you a bit of an indication of roughly where I might be.
Well, I went to Fiji a few weeks ago, and that was 3 hours. So you're a bit further out than that. You could be in Samoa. You could be paddling away, but no, look at your background there. You're not in the boat paddling. No wonder. Well, it must be Australia, but look, I think it's only 2 hours. No, it's 3 hours to Australia, isn't it?
3 hours to Australia, but I tell you what, here's the interesting situation. When I used to travel all over the world, and I used to do a lot of international, long haul flights, which were at least 12 to 15 hours. After less than 2 hours on this short trip, 3 hours, yes, over to Oz, my backside was numb, and I was thinking to myself, how did I do that? We're so out of touch because we haven't been doing this for so long.
You didn't sit on a needle or something, did you?
Well, I tell you what, it was a beautiful plane. The seat was superb. It was our local carrier who've always done us proud. And at the end of the day, I still had a numb backside. But here's the funny thing. We get out of the habit of doing things that we need to remind ourselves how to get back into the habit so we can do things properly. And that's why I'm over here in, yes, you guessed it, I'm in sunny Sydney. Sunny Sydney, where I'm at a hotel that does not have the prefix of MIQ to it. So I can come in and out as I wish. In fact, a lot of people were saying to me, good luck coming back in. I've had to do MIQ, and I have a lot of empathy for those who've gone through the issues. But I'm here with a whole bunch of CEOs, business leaders who are here to help each other, help other businesses to grow. Because when you are leading an organization, the challenge is that when you're at the top, it's usually quite lonely there. Who do you go to for advice? As legislation keeps on coming through that changes your landscape on a daily basis, how do you cope making those big, bold decisions that are going to affect not only you, but your workforce, their family, and their families' families?
Wow, this is an advert for Ghostbusters. Who do you call? Elias, of course, and you get him into place. Well, that's very interesting because obviously with our interest, both of us have got an interest in small business, but certainly it would be people. I mean, there's a deficit of skilled labor in New Zealand, and I understand it's worldwide. So I'd be interested to get your comment when you get back. And of course, there are other things, the supply chain, which I believe is improving. I'd love to know what it's like in Sydney. And other factors. But are you with Kiwi business leaders, or are you with Australian, Australasian, or other countries as well?
Well, we are predominantly Australasian, so we have some Kiwis here who are business leaders who help other business leaders. And the purpose of this conference is to really start to share some of the thought leadership about how can we enhance the way we do business. We're taking examples internationally from countries like Canada. What have they done in Canada? How have they helped their business leaders work their way through? Now, here's the funny thing, Max. I heard one CEO turn around and say, look, I manage an organization that has over 10,000 people. And next to him was another CEO who says, look, I manage a group of 20. And one said to the other, I really wish I had your size business. And everyone said, no, I wish I had your size business. Hold on. The truth is that it's the same issues, it's just a different scale.
Yeah.
And we have to understand that. We have to come back to the basics of saying, how do we lead? How do we interpret and implement legislation? And how do we look at the market forces that drive what we do in a business to help us understand how to plan for the future so we can stay in business, keep on employing people, teach them how to fish, as we were talking about recently, and help them to grow their self-respect, their self-esteem after 2 years of difficulties.
Do you know, Elias, so only yesterday I had a long talk with my daughter actually, and her and I, and she's studying commerce, but certainly it's obviously people, and there's a massive deficit right through the globe of skilled and semi-skilled people. And a lot of young people are just not going back to work, and even children are not going to school in New Zealand here. It's just a phenomenal problem, and really, there's a revolutionary change I can see. So your timing is fantastic for this, because there's a revolutionary change within the parameters of employment law. I know that from my perspective in the last 18 months. Revolutionary. It has never been seen before, and we don't know what's happening, and we don't have solutions. Elias, your goal is to come back with solutions.
Well, I hope to come back with a number of different insights and views. We'll share that in future conversations, Max. Here's the interesting situation. You mentioned about your daughter who might even be traveling. My daughter is about to go on a trip to Europe with her mother, and it's great they'll be away for 7 weeks. But we're seeing the same thing happening with business leaders. They've been locked inside for 2 years. Suddenly they're now looking for that opportunity to travel themselves. Travel because, number one, you want to experience something different. Maybe you're looking for suppliers who are overseas. But the fact is that when we had the pandemic, we had everybody together trying to help each other. Now people are all over literally the world. The question is, how do we still connect and help each other in this next phase to make sure that we can still lead whilst all these people are exiting, and give them enough reason to come back and rejoin you?
Well, there's some very big challenging issues in front of you. And the other factor is we're competing with the rest of the world. And I believe even reading the paper this morning, it was saying that New Zealand's not such a desirable place to come anymore, for a whole lot of reasons. But look, come back with some solutions. I can't wait to talk to you. When are you back? Like, are you back in 2028?
Oh, no, no, no. It's not going to be quite as drastic as that, Max. I'm back in a couple of days, which is great news. It's been a short trip. It's been an intense trip, but it's been exciting and invigorating to see that there is so much going on around the world that we can learn from and that we can apply back here in New Zealand. And I'm looking forward to coming back and sharing more as soon as I
We're
can.
looking forward to it too. Guess what, folks? He's said to every viewer he'll bring a box of chocolates and also some duty-free grog. So fantastic. Can't wait.
Cup of coffee, maybe. Speak soon.
See you later. Bye-bye.